This is Amr from Chai Vision. I'm here with José. You know, when you messaged me, José, and you said like come down for an interview,
Mm,
I do a lot of interviews, as you know, but
yeah,
that one felt like it got me a little bit because I respect you a lot, and I know you don't do a lot of interviews with like anyone. I don't think I've seen any interview of you around, not like a proper long one. So the fact that you're allowing me to do it, it means a lot to me because I always get love and respect from you when I see you. So it means a lot. So thank you. Give me the opportunity to talk to you.
thank you so much for coming. I know because the reason I asked you was because I really got triggered by your question. I think your question was very value, and nobody like I realized like nobody kind of wanted to say nothing about it when you ask the values about Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And I think somebody got to say something. I know some people gonna agree, some people will disagree. Some everybody gonna have their opinions after a while. Will say, but I think it's things that the moment needs to be said about Muay Thai, and now Muay Thai doesn't have the same value as it used to. That's the reason I said if you can come into Vienna, I appreciate you. You make your time and come in and do this with me as well.
So let's talk about the values there. Let's start right there because we brought that up. I did that post. What do you think's changed in the sport from because you've been around for a while, but you've got a very unique perspective because you're also a coach. You see the behind the scenes, you see the big shows, small shows, and the people coming up and everything. What do you think is the fundamental change in the sport now?
I can say a lot of stuff, but the main thing that I would say that changed is the discipline side of Muay Thai. I think that the discipline side of it has died. Like fighters don't have no respect for coaches. They think they can r- run their career by themselves, but they always run into the coaches, ask questions, and then go behind coaches and do whatever they like. And then coaches get blamed for things that their fighters do and they don't know. No, and it's a lot of demanding on by the fighters what they want, what they think they deserve,
Yeah.
and I think that put the coach in a position that can be very stressful.
Do you think the promoter should take some responsibility as well? Like I'll give you an example. We know that you don't make a fight unless the coach says yes. So you need to know that the coach is on board. If the coach isn't on board, you can't make that fight. You can't go through a fighter. So then, if let's say, because that's what we were talking about earlier, right? Do you think there should be a responsibility with the matchmakers to say you have to go through the coach? You need to make sure you get the approval of the coach before you start making these fights.
I think so. I think so. I think a lot of people that do matchmakers don't know the gym squad, don't know the gyms, or don't know the person that runs whatever
Yeah,
gyms that they're matching fighters against each other.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think sometimes when they promote a fight on Instagram, or we need a female 52 kgs, we need a male 62 kgs, and a fighter goes and say, I can fill that spot in
yeah,
without the coach knowledge, that can cost because the matchmaker not gonna ask where's your record. Because even if you ask, the fighter can lie about his record.
yeah.
And then if things go wrong inside the ring, the coach don't have no clue about it. The promoter don't care after the fight, whatever happens, the promoter don't have nothing to do with it.
But do
So
you,
I would blame the promoters because I think they should have a better organization that can match things better so everybody can be safe. I can like we don't need to go far because I think it happened very recent and people just threw that off the window. What happened to Amro? Is
yeah.
anybody talks about it? No. Is anybody went to the hospital to look after him? Is anybody came and said to his family, does he need anything? Is anybody said you need to pay hospital bills? We can help you. And how much I'm gonna make out of that fight? How much money I'm gonna make? Is worth his life?
Yeah.
Is not. So how many fighters sign up for a fight without the coach now, and things that probably happen, and then the coach will take a blame.
Yeah. Could the argument not be made back to you, Jose, in terms of like some of those fights? So if you use Amro as an example, Amro's a good friend of mine. So if you look at Amro as an example, his coach probably did know about the fight because he's also the promoter of that show. So then could it not be argued that he did know in terms of that? Do you know what I mean? So
Amro coach knew because the promoter was his coach, and also Amro knew. It probably fighters too knows what I
yeah,
can have. Me personal, if I have any injury or stuff, I talk to my coach straight away.
yeah,
Don't, because it's not worth the money.
yeah,
It's not worth the money. It's not worth the popularity. We 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 celebrities in the Muay Thai community is a few hundreds that know us, that
yeah,
respect us and like us. We know like top celebrities that
yeah,
TV shows want us to be there and pay us. We go to radio interview and get paid. So it's not really worth it. Like the thing, I think the thing what people forget, if you look for money, go into boxing or MMA. Don't go into Muay Thai. Muay Thai values at the moment, like the sport, let's not blame the sport because let's blame the people that is in the sport. They the ones that like kind of spoil the Muay Thai.
Do you think there's a lack of people like you? I'll tell you what I mean by this, Jose, is you have experience and the value of that experience is so much. Whereas there's people that would start a gym tomorrow and don't really have the experience. Do you see where I'm coming from? Now they're making decisions by putting a fighter into a fight where you haven't got the experience. Like I know you've been around for years. There's history about the big fights that you had. People still talk about your fights, right? So you have a reputation, and even as a coach, but since I've been doing this, you've been a coach. So even as the history of you as a coach, there's so much experience and value. And you know, if you looked at it in the past, right? Let's look at London. There was some big gyms, and they all had history. You know, like your KOs, your Team Twos, or whatever, right? They all had a lot of history. Bloodline again, a lot of history. Whereas now you're getting these little kind of satellite gyms opened up, like a little leisure center here or something like that. They open up, and now they might have one good fighter, and it just might be someone that's good at Muay Thai that was training at, let's say, Fight Zone and just said, oh, this is a little bit closer, let me come here, go and train there. And now this person's a coach thinking that they have the same level of respect and knowledge as you do, and then they're putting their fighters into dangerous situations.
I like that. Your question is a very valid question, and it's funny because I spoke to someone and I said exactly what you said. I said people don't understand. Okay, it's a business. Muay Thai became a business. Let's forget it's not sport no more. It's a business. Like you said, people come do two fights, open a gym, or be a promoter or do a show because they think they're gonna make this amount of money using this person. But also, do you know some shows don't even have back? I'm going back 10 years ago. Every show was meant to have an ambulance on the side. You have to, by law, ambulance should be on site. Just something happening has to rush you to the hospital. Now everybody want to save money. You go like GPs probably being doctors looking after you after the fight. It's not really a doctor, is it? So, but if when you give that paper in the end said you sign in your death. If everybody read the paper to the end, in the end it says this sport can cause death. Are you agreed? You sign? Nobody's guilty. So, and I believe what you said is too many people that come into the sport with one reason and then take advantage of it.
Do you think the Muay Thai is at a point now where it needs to start moving a little bit like boxing? I tell you what, I mean, I'm not talking about the money in the sport. You see, boxing is very structured. So if you want to be a coach that puts fighters on, you have to go through a program. You have to have the boxing license and stuff, right? Before you can put coaches, you can put fighters out there. You can do pads and stuff for boxers, but to put them onto like official boxing shows, you have to be a licensed. The boxing show needs to be licensed. Everyone needs to be licensed, and it's checked thoroughly. Do you think Muay Thai needs that now?
I think so. I agree with you. I think Muay Thai needs to be licensed. Yeah, 100%. People needs to go for course because there's a lot of people that doesn't have no clue what they're doing, what they're talking about, don't have enough experience. Even sometimes you can be a great fighter, doesn't mean you're a great coach. He's people that never fought, but they're great coach. They study, they've been around, they've been there for a long time, they've seen it, they've been around coaches, they help. So they have passion, but also they care about it. Like I always told my students, don't mention me on no Instagram, don't do nothing. Just go, enjoy the fight, make sure you're safe. Get in safe, come out safe. I don't care about José is a great coach. I don't want to hear none of that. Because if something happened, how am I going to live with it? I don't even get paid. My days that are going, take them to fight, I lose a lot of money because I have to pay transport. I have to pay my food. I have to cancel my clients. I get home late. I have to wake up in the next day if I'm fresh to do my clients. If I'm tired, I have to cancel my clients. So basically, I'm losing more money like looking after them than actually like, trying to get popularity. So I I do believe is a lot of people they need to have more control in
When you
terms of
started Muay Thai, Jose, what was the reason why you started the sport? Because back then it didn't have the kind of exposure it did now. Why did you start Muay Thai? What made you want to do it?
that's a good question. Like I I used to love football. I used to play football.
Yeah.
But I used to have an anger issue, a bad anger issue. So I used to always end up fighting or creating situation. Also, I had a lot of demons. The way I was raised, the 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 place I was raised at, things I've seen, and that's the only way I feel like protecting myself. So I think that's the reason because I used to fight as well all the time, and my brother my brother best friend said, "You know what? You small, but you can fight. Why you don't do this?" And I said, "Nah." But then I moved to UK. My dad sent me to UK. I was living with my uncle. When I moved to Clapton, Bloodline opened in Clapton, so I said, "You know what? Let me try." So I walked into it. I got my ass kicked, but it was the best day of my life. So I enjoyed the place. The energy was good. So Paul took me under his wing. Since then, I just fall in love with it and kind of mentally it helped me. It helped me in a lot of ways. Anytime so if I was used to feel that anger again, anytime I used to get to the gym and train, like all my demons used to like leave me and I used to feel in peace. So I think that's one of the reasons that I stuck to Muay Thai and didn't change to nothing else.
What are you like when it comes to your fights that you were back in the day? So when you used to fight, and we were speaking off camera, you're talking about some fights you had were real big fighters, big tough fights where you were definitely the underdog. How do you how do you stay focused? How do you stay fight mode before that fight?
No, I'm the type of person like I get involved in something, then my head like overthinks stuff. So I never like done something, start something, then finish. Muay Thai was the only thing that like sucked me in, and I stood there, and anytime I walk in, I just don't want to leave. I just want to stay there. And it's times when I used to train like seven 7 days a week. Used to work. Also, like why Paul is really good. Paul was really good in like keep me focused. Paul used to sit down, talk, explain his left, right. Like with him, it was not just like a coaching fighting situation. He was like family. He used to guide me really well. Look, let's do this. You got this fight now. This guy is really good. This and this, and he knew how to like put things in my head. Like this fighter here, everybody say this fighter gonna do this to you, and I like challenge. Me, if you tell me somebody gonna beat me up, that's the reason I'm going right there. So because he used to tell, oh, they say he's gonna beat you up, whatever, whatever. I used to just feel fun. I used to go home and think, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna do this in training, but when I catch this guy, gonna be a good night. So that's what used to like keep me focused in training. So I used to feel excited like for the fight. So that's one of the part of
What would you say, Jose, is your toughest fight? If you look back, what was the fight that when you look back, you think that one?
the toughest fight I had. People ask me this question. I think every single fight was tough because every challenge that I had made me learn something, but also made me push harder. Even the ones I won, because the problem is like when we win and then we sit down, feel comfortable, it catch up with us. Now it's easy to get up there. It's not easy to come, but it's easy. It's easy to get up there, and also it's easier to like bring you down. You know, so it was just me keeping like motivated and accept every challenge that was coming at me. That, but I always and also I never thought like, oh, this fight was hard, the next fight will be easy.
Yeah.
I always think the next fight will be harder than the fight that I had before.
Do you find fighting like that, always in tough fights, helped you grow as a fighter?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, definitely. And I used to fight often. You know? Yeah, definitely did make me grow. Yeah.
Do you feel some of that's missing now in the industry? The people looking for tough fights, the people fighting a little bit more. I mean, everyone seems to be protecting themselves a little bit. Do you feel?
Absolutely. Everybody wants to have an image, but image comes with image comes when you go to war, when you challenge yourself. You know?
Yeah.
If you don't challenge yourself and you run away from top contenders, where do you want to go? There's no way you can go nowhere.
Do you sometimes, I always get this right. You know, when you get like those fighters coming up and they like to protect their records, where they want a certain type of record. And I always think to myself, it's like you have a ceiling. So if you want to be the best on the planet, then you're looking at the fights that make you grow, right? If you want to just be here somewhere, like mid-range or maybe good in the UK, then you protect it.
Yeah.
If you can say I got 25 fights and I only lost one or two, maybe, right? But you fight someone that's very good, that comes from abroad, you're gonna get found out because you're not that level. So you can be a world champion, you don't mean fuck all, if you can't actually beat anyone in the world, right? So sometimes I think the ambition has to go up. I want to fight this person. I want to fight, like, have a crazy dream. I want to fight Rodtang. I want to fight Haggerty. I want to fight the best, yeah? What do you need to do to get there? And sometimes I think that ambition is not, that fire is not there.
Yeah, 100%. That I think people just don't want to go to the extreme, so they want to stay on the same consistent training. You don't want to like
Yeah.
step it up, so you don't want to be pushed that much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the problem is, but they don't understand also the Muay Thai will lose that fire that everybody loves, the aggression. No, so you can never protect your record because everybody will know. Everybody will find out. Oh, when you fought this one, hold on a minute. This one was like 5-1. You was like 10-0. So you had 10 wins, 0 lost. This person had 5 wins, 1 lost. The match don't really say.
I tell you what was always interesting to know from you is when you're at shows, you're obviously very passionate about your fighters, but you reek a different energy. And what I mean by this is she was calm, she was relaxed, there's always fun. But your fighters are very aggressive when they fight. It's balancing the two. How do you do that, Jose? How do you balance that too? Where they savage in the ring, but they're calm and they're fun and they, do you know what I mean?
Just I tell them, you want people to like you, be yourself all the time. When you get inside that ring, forget about winning. Give people workers. On the other side, I'm a Muay Thai fan as well. So I like when like two people fight and it's blood. I don't care who wins. If the fight is like competitive and you both on the same level and it's blood, what can you say about it? You're gonna clap. You're gonna be like, I can tell you one of two great fights that was in UK that nobody talks about. One of them is Daniel Terry, Paul Barber. They went to war. Daniel was like, I think Daniel dropped Paul Barber twice or cut him, something like that. I gave him 8 count twice. And I think on third round or fourth, Paul Barber came back and it was a war. Daniel lost, but everybody still talks about it. So we went there to see two top level fighters like going at each other. So we didn't care who lost, who won. To us, we won because that's what we paid to watch. So to us, both of them was the winner. Also got Arnold Obertov against somebody from
The big giant. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I forget his name now. He was from Storm Gym.
yes, one of the best fight ever.
Yeah.
Arnold came back, turned around, and they both went on each other. But that's what if you see the energy, the energy in the venue, everybody was like,
Yeah.
and that's what Muay Thai needs it back. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, people try to avoid top fights. You want to fight somebody below you so you can look good. For what? As a fan, we don't want to lose this. That's the reason like Muay Thai venues don't fill up as it used to no more. Because people avoid big fights.
You're spot on there. You're spot on there. If you're like, let's say your friend is fighting and you see him fight and he just batters somebody, and then 3 months later he goes again and he batters somebody, and then 3 months later, at some point you're gonna think, bro, I'm gonna go watch a film instead this time. It doesn't have that same impact. But when you see the intensity, then it excites you and you want to be there again. And the next time you want to be part of that next time. So I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it.
We entertainers. We're not even the fighters. We entertainers. People got think is a mistake people make. You do this content, right? But when you're there, when you see a good fight, don't you your blood like goes like, yeah. This is like me. Like I'm a coach, I'm a fighter, but also I'm a fan. When I see like good fights, I'm like, whoa, yo, we get excited. So I tell my fighters all the time, be an animal in there. Just entertain people. Don't care. Don't look to nothing else. Be mean. Just do anything that people don't like it. Make people talk bad about you. You don't care less. You're there just to entertain. So do whatever. But outside the ring, just be yourself. You know, you can't change people. Inside the ring, when they come out, you can't change them. I can't tell them, oh no, you said be arrogant. No, it's no. So that's why I teach them both sides because I've been in the game for so long, so I know both sides of it. I know what people like, what people don't. I know people gonna say this, but people gonna love you after, because it's gonna be a time they will understand. They will get to know you, understand. Oh no, he's a nice guy. He's not even as mean as he look like. But uh, as a fight, as an entertainer, you have to be mean. You have to be somebody that nobody likes.
If you could change, Jose, 3 things in the Muay Thai industry right now that you think will improve it. So 3 things. What would be the 3 top things that you think is essential that needs to be fixed before Muay Thai would really grow further and become like really big?
Shows. I would start from shows. Some shows I would stop. Shows should be checked if you got proper doctors, ambulance on site, if fighters get treated well or not, and how much benefit the fighters get from the show. If fighters don't get the benefit they deserve, your show, no, you're not allowed to do shows. If the show don't require the needs that the fighters need, which is the doctors, ambulance on site, look after money wise, promoting wise, cut it off. That's one. Fighters fighting without coaches concern, cut it off. Promoters promoters should not allow uh, get history about the fighter's gym, talk to the fighter's coach, take the record, and match him with somebody on his level. Don't match him with somebody that is below him. Spend money, pay somebody to come from abroad. That's the fighters people want to watch. I mean, that's the three things I would change. So,
Do you think fighters need to do more to help promoters? So let's say we put shows on. Do you think there's a responsibility for fighters to sell tickets and market them as well?
that's a good question. I would say yes and no because as a fighter, you focus on training camp, nutritionist. You basically spending money. You don't have like if you take time to start chasing people to sell tickets, how much time do you have to train? How much focus do you have just on that training camp? Because I think the ticket side is too much pressure on the fighters. I think the promoters should like I think promoters should have a platform that promotes the fighters so the fighters can sell tickets easy.
That's it. Yeah. I think a lot of people say they're promoters, but they're just event organizers. It's two different
I
things.
wouldn't say the promoters because promoters got their stuff as well, organize the show, venue, blah, or pick fights, match fights. But a promoter should have a team behind him. I'm a promoter, should have a team, a experienced team that can do a proper matchup. A team that knows gyms, that know fighters' records, fighters. Okay, this fighter goes with this fighter because hey, is your call the coach say, hey, is your fight like let's say call JD is JD's name from Alfie's coach.
JD, yeah.
Yeah, call him and call him and call Mazda coach Alex Mazda coach and say, look, Alfie fight one of your top level fighters, blah blah blah. That would make more sense. Don't go call fighters. Don't post it. You know, we need. Anybody can say. Probably somebody will say, I'm from this gym. Boom, 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 boom. Can I fight? I sign up. And then he goes there. And then he's a self-taught fighter. How do you want to deal with it?
See, that's the thing, isn't it? I think you sometimes get promoters that say we haven't got a big team and we haven't got this and we can't do this, so we have to do it this way because this makes it easier for us, right? But then the question comes back, Jose, is the UK. One of the problems that we don't have is the amount of shows because there are so many shows. So you decided you want to put a show on. Like if you decide, you know what, in the summer I'm gonna put a Jose fight show on, for example, right? You chose to do this. It's not because there's a desperate need for a Jose show. There's shows out there, MTGP, CFS. We're putting one in. Let's put in one. There's loads of shows there. So if you're choosing to come in, then you must be willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, then nobody's asking you to come. You can't then say, I put the show on because why? Nobody needed it. I put the show on and now do you know what I mean? You should be sympathetic to me. I don't think that makes sense. Back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, when Muay Thai wasn't big and you needed something, I get it. I don't think you can use that argument now.
No. We used to, back in the day, used to be like a football. Only few of us got used to get picked and you had to fight. There was no questions behind it. Remember when Greg Wooten was chasing Liam Harrison and Liam Harrison sent one of his best fighters to fight Greg Wooten and Greg Wooten beat him. Can't remember his name. A great fighter. And then I think Greg then was meant to fight Liam, but he went to America and then they find out. Yeah. But that's how Muay Thai was. That's how big Muay Thai was. Now it's like a joke. It's a joke. Everybody thinks they can like I told people. They say, "Oh, you 3 times world champion of what? Do I have a WBC? Who knows me? Apart from UK, it's only people that know more people that follow my Instagram that knows I'm a world champion. But what type of world champion am I? Am I the type of world champion like Liam Harrison? He's a world champion. Like he's known everywhere. Agati is a world champion. His title is a world champion because he fought somebody from a different country. He went all the way across the planet to fight somebody. And everybody knows him across what? 50 countries, whatever country. Who knows José? So I'm a world champion because my fans made me a world champion. That's the good thing I have. The good thing about me that is saving me is my fans, my big world championship that I have is my fans. They the one that always push me to go back and entertain them. Otherwise I would quit. I get one belt, I would quit. Even my MTG, which organization is it? Who knows MTG organization? What federation that is? Under what? What license? What world license says is MTGP?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Now every show goes there world champion title. No, do like boxing. Have 7 titles. That only those title counts. The IS Federation, WBC, ISKA, WBO. That's what I said. Like it became a business. It just became a business.
So I remember when I started Leapfrog, so prior to this, and I was chatting to Ash Odin, who's a ex-Bloodline fighter as well, right? KOs were Ash Odin, and he would say that what you do is you don't chase the titles, you chase the prestige of the fight. And he goes, you want the big fights that really challenge you. That's what you want. He goes, because when you look back, and you can have the belts or whatever, but you look back, you know inside that I had this fight, big fight, I stepped up and I did it. You know, there's more value in that than having a record of fighting. Because you know what it is at the end. When it's all done, you're the one that knows.
You know what? All this, like you said on the start, everybody's chasing the Instagram platform, looking good, and create this uh how do you call it? This facade that's
Yeah.
they bigger than what they are. Like I said on the start, I wasn't the most skillful or I was the more experienced. I was the less experienced out of majority of the fights I had. But I was one of the most loved because anybody they put in front of me, I used to go to war with them. And everybody knew like, oh man, he's in trouble because this guy got this experience, this experience. I remember I fought Danny Taylor from Lumpini Gym and David Fencer was commentating, and he said, "This is the fight. This is the domestic fight everybody was looking for." And we went to war, and they said Daniel is very experienced compared to José, but José is a dog. He comes, so we expect a good fight, and we both went on each other, and we both fought good shots. So he left. Until this day, people still talk about it. He left a mark just because of the level of competition. He's well experienced. I'm less experienced. No, not I was less experienced, but I took the fight. He didn't took the fight because I was like less experienced. I was less experienced, but I was that name that everybody wanted to fight against because I was that dog. I was that person that I come to fight. I don't come just to like show skills. I come after anything on that point, or you kill me, or you have to see me for 5 rounds. And that's what people was looking for in Muay Thai.
Yeah, that's definitely missing at the moment. There are a few fighters that are there that have that mentality, but you have to have that mentality with other mentalities.
Yeah.
So, for example, if let's say you have that mentality, but if nobody in the UK fight scene or the fights that you're going to get are of that same level, then it's not matched. You know, like I have a lot of respect for Nico. You know, when Nico was starting up, Nico Carrillo
Yeah.
was messaging me a lot, and he was very much like that. I just want to fight anyone, fight anyone, fight anyone. I want to get up there. I want to fight the best. I'm going to be the best in the world and everything. And when he started out, it sounded like a fucking lunatic, right? Like, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be. But he fought the best. He fought everyone. He went for the hardest fights, and he got to where he wants to get to. Like, he's still got work to do to wherever he needs to be to, but he got there. And it's rare that you find fighters like that. Like, I was chatting to Carlotta, and she's one of yours, obviously, right? And she has that mentality a little bit like you. And she said, I just want to fight. I want a good, tough fight. That's what I'm looking for. Forget the belts, forget this. I want to come in, I want to have fun because I love the sport. I want to come in, I want to compete, I want to fight, I want to do my best, and then walk away. Win or lose, it doesn't make a difference. I want to do it. And there's not many people that have that mentality at the sport right now.
Yeah. Also, I think people think they can make money out of it. So it's easy to look good. So you can put on Instagram. So you can sell. You can market. You can marketing yourself. Oh, you want to do PTs with me? DM me.
Yeah.
You've been fighting for 3 days. Who you gonna coach? And the amount of price they charge as well. But people believe it. People don't know because people will go on Instagram. Nowadays, people search. If you say I'm John Rambo, people will search. You got the picture of John Rambo, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's John Rambo, yeah." So let's do PTs with him, and that's and those are the things that I think the sport is losing value because I believe based on those things, more people getting dangerous. We playing with people's life now. If you
Yeah.
don't have that knowledge to keep them safe in the ring,
Yeah.
you put people's life in danger.
So this is the bit that I think I agree with you quite strongly. Is I think the experience is not there, and if the experience is not there, the knowledge is not there. I know for fact there's a whole lot of gyms where the fighters are NSC class, and what I mean is the coach is NSC class, has now training fighters that are BNA class. But you haven't fought BNA class. You haven't done it yourself. And I'm not talking about like you have to be high level to be able, because coaching is one skill and fighting is a different skill. They're two different skills. You don't necessarily have to be good at both. It's very unique to find someone that's good at both, right? But it's very unique in terms of that sense. However, if you've only ended the C class, that means the coach that was training you didn't think you were ready for A class. Yeah? Because if, let's say, you're training somebody here at Fight Zone and you're not putting that person forward for A class, it's because that person is not at that skill level to fight A class. So, how is you now going to another gym, in another maybe town possibly, and now training someone that is fighting A class? It comes back to your point. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
because you're putting people's life in danger. Look. If people keep on forgetting Namro, I will never forget. It's something I will never forget. And Namro is skillful, knowledgeable, and that happens to him. Somebody that level, because Namro been training for years. He has skill and he has knowledge. Let's not because you've been seeing you see his fighters that he has. He can show that he knows what he's doing, and that happened to him. Now imagine when IN class is coaching an A class fighter, and something happened. What you gonna say?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Some of the stuff stories you hear,
And
we had
and going back to your point, and the N class fighter that is coaching the N class, what he's doing, the camera is always on him.
yeah,
He's the one that says what, even when the fight is fighting, the camera is on him as well, coaching. He's not on the fighter fighting. It's promotion. So that's what I said. Muay Thai now became a business. So nobody cares. No. It took
So
me.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But it's even if it's a business, it still has responsibilities. Like, for example, you go to a clothes shop, right? It doesn't mean they should sell you shit clothes. Do you see where I'm coming from? They should still have to have a standard. So if you're going to, let's say, sit down and say, I'm going to open a gym, think that shit through, innit? Right? If you're NOC class yourself and you want to start a gym, then hire some A class. Yeah, make them your team. So I'll teach the basics, you teach the fighters. It makes sense, right? You don't need to be A class to run a gym, but you need to understand your limitations. You can't train A class if you've never got to A class yourself.
Absolutely. But like you said on the start, it's not structured. You know, back 15 years ago, I don't know if you heard about the UKMF.
Yeah, yeah,
So the English in UK title and English title was under UKMF. I didn't even know the difference between both of them because I think it was UK champion and English champion. I think one is just in London and or English is around is Ireland, Wales, and UK is just UK, like
Yeah,
London.
yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't even knew about, but it was a federation that had the title that everybody knew. The ranking is it was like UK. So how would you prove me in the ranking when I'm not even active? For what? Because I done a little fight. I done those fights. I done those fights for two reasons. One, for the money. Two, for the demons that I had in my head that I need to get rid of it. So instead of me like go and do something stupid, I said, you know what? Let me use this aggression in a way that I can entertain people. No? Oh, but because I done, and I didn't even do Muay Thai, I done boxing. Then I done one Muay Thai fight. I don't have to be in the ranking. For what? Because there's no point that people are gonna say, "Oh, we need to fight José again." If somebody comes in and say we need to fight José again, I will tell this amount. Not because I need the money or not because I wanna go back to fighting or whatever. It just they leave me alone. If you pay me that money, maybe. If you don't, but I know you're not gonna pay me that money, so that's the money I'm gonna ask. Is the it became I think it became out of control. Somebody has to come back with a federation that controls everything. It's like BJJ. BJJ as IBJJF is a federation that controls everything, controls the points, what ranks you're gonna be, what high competitions you can do based on the points that you have, right? Then they got like the small competition 24/7s and stuff, but those are small competition. But anybody that wanna like build a big name, you have to go under IBJJF. So Muay Thai should have one federation that controls everything, at least in UK.
You know, when we had COVID, and this blew my mind this day, yeah. So we had COVID, you know, they did the announcement that there's £100 million going to sports centres and stuff like this to keep them open, right? So I reached out to Sports England, reached out to them, not for money, and I said, I've got gyms that I know that are struggling because they still got to pay the rent, they still got to pay the cost, but there's no students. So the students are all cancelling their subscriptions because there's no classes. There's no classes. So the gyms are getting to a point that they're closing. So I went to them, what do they need to do to get funding from you? And this is what they said. This blew my mind, right? The guy went to me, he said, Muay Thai is not a recognized sport in the UK.
Is no?
It's not a recognized sport in the UK.
They're joking.
So I went to him, what do you mean it's not a recognized sport? It's been going on for decades. What are you talking about? And there's like little silly sports, you know, like the ones where they hit the ball through the little hoops, and this shit is like recognized. And this is what he said to me, this guy. He sent me the pack actually. He went, to have the sport recognized, you have to have one federation that everyone agrees to fight under. And this way it comes back to politics, where you have one federation, another federation, and they're all holding the sport back because they can't fucking agree. Because they can't agree, you can't get the sport regulated. And if you have a federation, then what basically happens is, let's say, Jose, you're gonna coach Muay Thai, you have to be licensed. So you have to be a licensed coach. Look at your experience, look at this. Let's see you do a class. What do you teach? You got to teach this. You got to make sure you're teaching that. What are you doing here? What are you doing? All of this. And the same with the shows. You can't put Muay Thai show on. You won't be able to put Muay until it's standard. So it will be like, you see how boxing is. You have to have this. You have to have this official. You have to have that. The medical has to be done. This has to be done. There's whole paperwork that has to be done. If any one of them missing, you lose your boxing license to promote. And Muay Thai needs it. The politics around it is what delays it. Everyone that's tried to get it regulated, somebody else comes in and says, "Oh, they're slightly different in terms of rule set," and they'll do it. It will literally be just a slight difference, but because it's not the same.
But because it didn't have that structure that you said,
Yeah,
they change everything.
yeah.
Just let me see if Tayo is doing my class or not.
We'll finish up. We'll finish up shortly. Yeah. And then we get into the last couple of questions.
I'll go down in a bit. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
In terms of your,
And I'm glad you came back with that question. If Muay Thai, if people think Muay Thai still have the same values. Nobody did answer
yeah, nobody would answer.
because everybody wants to like eat the bread, but like, is it like it's easy to eat the bread when everybody's safe? You know what I'm saying, I tell people the same thing. Don't skip this. Don't skip the steps. No, it's always space for everybody. Like I was before me was top fighters. They had their turn, they left, we came in. We leave, somebody else will come in. But it's space for everybody. Don't try to like skip steps because it catch up with people. When people lie and about their records and stuff, it will catch up with them. 100%. You can't be running for top fights forever because eventually you've been running for so long that now you beat everybody, that now they're gonna bring that top dog to come and face you. How are you gonna do with it? Yeah, see what I'm saying? So it's better to take that fight straight away, that your mind get used to it, the pressure, then run away, and then the person that you're gonna face, you should have faced him a long time ago.
Jose, listen, thank you for your time.
No, thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate this. We'll do another one soon, I think.
Pleasure.
Really
It was a pleasure,
appreciate
like
this one.
to talk to you. Like I think we both got the same views as well, and I think that will help. One thing I said, I think I even spoke to my students, and I said, I think if I will put them first for your show because I think your show really looks after them.
Thank you.
You seem somebody that you care. You go around, you talk to them, you promote them, you put them on Instagram, you allow them to express and promote themselves. So
It's like what you said. The promoter's got to build the platform.
yeah, I think that's what a lot of promoters need to do. And I see your show do fair matches as well.
Yeah.
We do fair matches. So yeah, definitely.
Jose, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.